Okay, this video is going to show you how to fit some aftermarket, so that's non-genuine Land Rover accessories, to the rear of your Range Rover Evoque, and this is for the Dynamic. They're slightly different on the Pure and Prestige, so this video is for the Dynamic. So if you've got a Dynamic, you'll have those square exhausts. Okay, so let's just zip over here and have a look what we get in the kit. So basically, obviously you've got your two mud flaps there, and then you've got this selection of fittings. Okay, so let's talk. The first thing we need to do is remove a couple of screws. So let's have a look in here. So the first screw we need to remove is this one down here, and this, we've loosened this one, we've cheated a bit for the video, but this is a cross head. Okay, now it might be easier actually if you have trouble getting it to come in from behind the wheel like I'm sort of showing there, but as I say, we've loosened this one. I'll show you the screw when it removes. So it's just a self-tapping screw like so. So put that one safely to the side, and then the next screw we need to remove is this one at the bottom. Now this one, we've got it poking out here. Now this is one of these plastic fittings. Now in theory this middle section should unscrew, and we've loosened this one, it will be flush. But what you may have to do is, on the website we've got one of these trim removing tools, and you may have to use one of these to get in behind the trim, in behind the base of the thing there, and just pull it out like so. So basically it's one of these ones where it goes in like this, and when you push in the fitting, it holds it in place. So yeah, so that's that removed. This little clip here, it's one of the self-tapping clips that comes in the kit. We're going to fit that. Now we're actually going to fit it to the bottom of this piece here. So this is the bit on the car, you'll see, and if we go underneath and we pull it out, you'll see it goes on this section here. So put it so that the flat side is at the bottom, facing the ground. Okay, and then push that over, and then you can see the hole. Now that will form a grip for the screw that we'll put in just a second. Okay, so pop that back up there. Okay, we're going to offer the mud flap up now. To make sure you get the mud flap in exactly the right position, you'll see there's this little kink here, and that lines up nicely with this little divide here. So make sure when you're putting it on, you've got that lined up there. I'll just put it back again so you can see. Okay, you've got that on. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll get the self-tapping screw that we originally removed from inside the wheel arch here, and what we've got to do is get this. I'll dive underneath, and then hopefully you can see as I do it. Okay, we've got to get this lined up. Okay, so it passes through the mud flap. Okay, and then it goes through the inner trim, and then it goes on to the little clip on the inner wheel arch that holds the wheel arch liner in place. So it's a bit of a fiddle just to get all three layers lined up. But, okay, so got the screwdriver on that now to tighten that up. Again, I'm coming from in behind the wheel arch because it's easier to get to than getting a very short screwdriver in against the tyre there. Okay, that's got that one. Okay, the next fitting is one of these you get in the kit. This is a new fitting, and this is going to go up from underneath into that clip that we put on earlier. So if I grab this one, okay, so it's under the back here. So we've got to make sure we get this in the right configuration. So it goes through the mud flap. You can see me moving the mud flap first, and then through the trim, actually through the rear bumper, and then into the trim panel. So if you get them all lined up correctly, and then okay, ready? Okay, so screw that up now. Okay, and that'll bite nicely into that. Okay, that's good. So that's the bottom. Now what you'll notice now is that the top now needs securing. Okay, now the way they've done this is in the kit you'll get these two clips here. They're both identical, and what you'll notice on the inside here, if I put my hand behind it, it should give you a better chance. You'll see you've got these little flaps. Now what you've got to do is push the wheel arch liner back and bend the flap round so it's actually hugging round the rear bumper, and then put the clip over. Okay, now there's one there and there's one lower down. I don't know if you can see there, so if you got it on the camera, and I'm bending that round and that's clamping the rear bumper. And if I get that clip and push that clip on, okay, so that's sandwiching those in perfectly there. Okay, if you can see that, and that's the job finished. You'll have one of these fittings left over. You can throw that in the bin. That's the one that came out the bottom. And then if I step back now, as a final thing, if you really want to, there is a hole on the inside here, and you could drive another self-tapper in if you want, but that we think is the best way of getting those fitted. And if you look at them, if I come to the back of the car, I don't know if you can see, but on the right hand side, if you're looking at it here, we've got the genuine mud flap, okay, over here, and on this side we've got the aftermarket. And to be honest, you can't, once fitted, tell the difference. The advantage with the aftermarket kit is you don't need to drill the car to fit them, and they're much quicker.